Yo,
What up? What up?
what's poppin'? What's going on?
Man, we back, man. Episode 162. Welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit them with the deliciousness of the day.
Listen, man, we brought back one of our favorites for this week, man. Can't miss, never disappoints recipe. The gin and tonic with the Saint Germain, man. So if you guys have not had it yet, this is 2 ounces of gin. This week we picked a Brooklyn gin, which is delicious and has the most aesthetically pleasing bottle for a gin I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's so fancy, bro. Even the cap is like heavy, so good quality bottle.
Yeah, is that like a fucking copper cap or
Dude,
something,
it
bro?
has to be, bro. It's heavy. There's like some weight to it, but then like, yo, and not for nothing, man, the bottles, you know, sometimes when you get something that has a fancy ass bottle and then it like disappoints and you know, like all the money was put into like marketing.
Yep.
But this shit is not that, bro. It's like the gin tastes great and the bottle and everything is like, it's like one of those you want to have on your bar shelf. Like, it's a cool ass bottle, man.
Yeah, it has that big old stamp on it too, right? It's like, yeah, just this big, like a copper coin that says Brooklyn Gin on it.
And I'm a sucker for anything with metal and like printed like that, or minted or whatever you call that. Like yeah, it just looks cool. It just looks regal. I don't know. There's something manly about it, I guess. It looks dope. Even the top of it is like, it's like embossed in the top of the thing, like the logo. So yeah, man, cool bottle. Tastes great. So Brooklyn Gin, so 2 ounces of the Brooklyn Gin this week. We did a half an ounce of Saint Germain, squeeze in a lime wedge, add your tonic. As always, we use the Fever Tree tonic. You can't go wrong with
the elderflower tonic that we used.
Oh, is that the yep, you're right, elderflower, because I think we forgot to mention that the last time we used elderflower or something. But yep, elderflower tonic, elderflower liqueur, and the gin, squeeze in the lime, stir it up, and then add rosemary. Yours won't be as good as ours because we got the rosemary from the Garden of Sean. But it's still good. I told you I can't do normal rosemary anymore, man. I can't buy rosemary from Publix. It don't hit the same.
I told you, and this one was freshly rained on.
And Sean brought the organic of the organic with the Florida rainwater. It smelled like summer in here. It's nice. But yeah, this is one of our favorites, man. We do this one. I know we've done it on the pod a couple times. But even when we get together, like off the pod, like we've had this all the time. Like, it just never disappoints, man.
Yeah,
it's
one of those drinks, man. If like, you know, people come to the house and I'm like, yeah, do you like gin? And if they do, I'll make this, and it always hits.
Yeah, dude. And I feel like we both have done this where we put people onto who don't like gin, and they're like, oh wait, that actually tastes good. Like, because another thing, it's like if you're not a fan of tonic, like some people are a fan of gin, but maybe not tonic. Or either or, the elderflower liqueur with the sweetness does a really good job of of
and
adding
there's not
that
much
sweet flavor. No, it's a little half an ounce, but it's just enough, man. So yeah, man, try that out. It's our take on a GNC, man. So yeah,
but this is our first time with their Brooklyn gin.
Absolutely, so, yeah. So even if we do the same recipe, we try to switch up some liquor, and yeah, dude, that gin is good, man. I'm gonna have to add that to the rotation.
Absolutely,
it's great.
All right, man. Let me hit you my cup for another week.
Do it.
It is going out to a Florida woman, and not for a good reason.
No?
Her name is Amy Kemper. Okay. This woman, she went to a resort, a pretty, like a nice resort actually, Hammock Beach Golf Resort.
Okay.
Golf Resort and Spa in Palm Coast.
Palm Coast is
up. It's like northeast.
Okay, so past Daytona or before?
Past.
Okay.
Yep. And so she went there specifically to hook up with a couple of guys.
Okay, a couple.
2 guys.
Okay.
To partake in some drug activity.
Okay.
And also some sexual activity.
Okay.
The kicker on it was she brought her 11-year-old son with her.
Was he like? Was it a field trip? Like, is he homeschooled?
She couldn't leave him nowhere.
Is he a big kid and he's security? Like, what was the reasoning for bringing the 11?
So apparently, I mean, I don't think that she gave a reason why, and maybe at least they didn't have it in the article. But so did drugs with these guys, had a menage a trois with both of them in front of the 11-year-old.
In front of the 11.
Okay. At some point, leaves the room with one of the guys. Leaves her 11-year-old son there. The other guy that stayed in the room dies.
From like an OD?
I don't know. I don't know what he died of. He fucking dies. And so the 11-year-old is sitting there with this dead dude in the room. So needless to say, she was arrested and charged with child neglect.
Bro, I got so many jokes, bro. Oh my God.
But so I'm looking at, and again, I don't normally do this shit. And typically when I do like a carbon footprint, I'm doing like shit for the masses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
shit that's like good, hopefully good for the masses.
Yeah.
What is this kid, like, what is the impact of this kid, moving forward and growing up? Like, what is he going to remember from that day? Did he even know that the guy was dead? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like did that all even register? Did you think he was sleeping?
Yeah,
knocked out?
Start from the beginning. It's like watching your mom do drugs. I would imagine, I don't know for a fact, I would imagine she sent him into another room, a bathroom or something, and while she had sex with these guys.
Okay.
Because they ran a train on her.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, hopefully,
but to be in the same room, and they showed a picture of the room.
Oh, so it wasn't like he was in the living room and then went to the bedroom.
Correct.
It was in the same room.
It was in the room. So I don't know if maybe he was in the bathroom. I don't know where she sent him.
Yeah, it's close enough.
It's close enough to where you know that they're having sex. And at 11 years old, I would imagine, like, what's going on.
So you said she drove to Palm Coast to do this?
I don't know if she lives there or what. I think she lives near there. But
sounds. I was gonna say, what part of Ocala is she from? But it sound like Daytona.
Daytona.
Or Daytona, because it sound right about Florida. Like nothing about that story surprises me, because I feel like if you spoke to her, she could justify it. Like in her own way, you know what I mean? Not justify it for normal folk.
Be like,
but I think she would have a reason where you're like, okay, I can see why you thought that.
Well, it was rodeo day.
Yeah,
and the kids had off.
And I figured I might as well show them a rodeo. It was career day. Take your kids to work day, bro. There's so many fucking. Yo, can you imagine? Or if it hasn't, he's 11, so I would assume it would register, especially if you have a mom like that. Like, yes, you're probably a little more advanced for a typical 11-year-old. But if you're not, can you imagine when it dawns on him later on? Like, yo, my mom put it on some dude so wow, she killed him.
That dude probably walked out of there unaffected. Bro, that shit just reminds me, man. I used to have this fucking neighbor who, it was a kid. It was like a 12-year-old kid, and I was like, say, like in high school, and his mom she was a good-looking woman, right? So she was probably like in her 30s or whatever. And I remember this kid used to talk about his mom like, "Oh, my mom's a slut." Yo, and would tell me, dude, I was probably like 17, 18, and it was just this kid that kind of took a liking to me. So I'll be outside washing the car, and he'd come over and start talking to me.
And you're like the cool older dude.
I guess, yeah. And he would tell me shit, and he just like, oh yeah, like my mom's a. He said my mom's. I think he said my mom's a hoe.
I don't know which one's.
And I don't know either. And I used to be like, dude, like chill, man. That's your mom. Dude, and then he's like, man, she got guys over here all the time. And then I remember telling him at one point, he goes like, I'm pretty sure you could hit it if you want. I remember going like, I think I'm good, bro.
But like, given what you've already said about it, you didn't do a good job of selling that. Like, I feel itchy already. Talking. Dude, but you're right, man. Like, this is going to be impactful in this kid. Either he goes on a good route and he could look back at his life and go, maybe this scenario and go, I survived that shit and I don't want to be like that. Or, it shapes him as a shitty human being. Like, who knows, man? Like, it sucks, bro. Especially, fuck, man. Dude, because like normal is what you make it, right? And so you don't know what this might be normal to him, which is still sad. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I see my mom do this shit all the time. Like, you go, dude, this is the time she got caught. Like, this kid probably sees this shit all the time. Well, because the dude died. But how many times did this probably actually happen to this kid?
Do you mean like watching her?
Watching her do drugs or just do that shit.
Yep.
Like, this ain't the first time, bro. You're not doing that shit casually. Like, and then, this just so happened that we know about it because the dude died.
Yeah, she could have dropped him off at the pool or something.
Yeah, bro. There's no excuse.
You know what I mean? Like, you're in a resort.
Yeah,
take him to the beach.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever,
right. You say it's a resort, so it's like a nice resort.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Like
man.
I'm pretty sure it's on the beach and it's a golf course.
That's right. So it's a resort. So you're in the same room unless you said like you're in the bathroom or you got a suite. But something tells me they ain't got a suite.
It just dawned on me, man. I know exactly where this is at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've stayed in places. So there's the resort, and then further down the beach, there was this place with like condos that they would do like Airbnb.
Yeah.
That we've stayed in. So I know exactly what this place is.
Let's say you.
So it's a nice place.
You got to look at the photo. Do you recognize a pre-kid? Be like, wait a minute. Like, weren't you cleaning rooms? Oh man, dude, and I gotta give credit where credit is due because I like this shit because it's sort of similar to this. In Florida, DeSantis just passed a law about you seen that if you sexually assault a minor.
Okay, no,
12 or younger. So I think if you get charged with rape and accused or convicted, obviously, of a minor in the state of Florida now, you can get the death penalty. I fucking agree with that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with it, bro. If you're convicted of sexually assaulting 12, I think it's 12 or younger, you're eligible for the death penalty in Florida now.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like,
He's not fucking around.
I kind of like that one. Fuck it. I give credit's due, bro. That shit is, I feel like that
really
shit should
fuck
be
around with much. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, man.
Like, love him or hate him, this dude stands 10 toes on all his shit.
he don't give a fuck, yeah.
Even if it's bullshit.
Yes,
like
man.
he's standing 10 toes on.
No, he look a little Trump Jr. as far as his bravado goes. Like he don't give a fuck. Like you said, like whether it's good or bad. And I'm not here to say either or. But this shit, I actually like, man. Like I'm with the you rape a child, you should absolutely be like like death penalty, man. I think you should go. I'm for that shit in general, but I hate the whole like letting people be on death row for 30, 40 years.
Oh,
like,
it's
so
yeah.
useless. But like anyway. So
I think if you're on death row, like you shouldn't be there for longer than a year.
No,
I don't even know longer than a week.
Because the whole point of death row is like, you're right. Like if you get 30 years and you kill me 30 years later, like what's the point of that? Just leave him be. Like the fuck. Like we already kept him along. Like especially if you're convicted at like 50. You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna leave him alive till 80 and then put him to death peacefully at that? Like, fuck that. Like, especially for people to commit heinous crimes like that shit. So, but yeah, man. Yeah.
So
hopefully this kid
that's
turns out all
passed.
right. Yeah, it's passed. I think so. I think today or whatever it's or this month or whatever it kicks in. It's official, so you can now be. Mm-hmm. So obviously they can't apply it retroactively, but anything moving forward. So,
dude, what if you're 18?
I would think that there would have to be. Well, I mean, I don't know, bro. How heinous is it? Like if you're 18 and it's a 12-year-old and it's rape. Right, because it's not. I think it's not. Right. It's not like if it's statutory rape, right? Like that's a little different. I think actual, assault. Gotcha. Yeah.
Like an assault.
Yeah, like an assault. Yeah, so it should be, man. So yeah, fucking A, man. I'm down with murder and. Listen, I'm okay with organized murder.
All right, man. What you got,
dude? This week, man, I got a story here, which I watch videos like this all the time, whether it's like through social media or YouTube and all that. But and I always wonder, like, man, what if? And this was a major story that popped off. So a guy named Alan Colley, he's 31. He was acquitted of shooting a kid named Tanner Cook, who was 20, who runs this channel called Classified Goons on YouTube. I was just going
to say, that Tanner Cook, that name sounds familiar.
And he runs that Classified Goons. Well, Alan shot him because there was a whole, in April, and it was a whole thing in the mall in Washington, D.C., and it was like one of those prank things. You know how YouTube, these guys like to go fuck with people.
I've seen some of those.
And he fucked with the wrong person, and this guy shot him because I don't have the video of what the prank actually was, but it was one of those. I thought he was fucking with me. I shot him, and it's like self-defense or whatever it was. He got charged with attempted murder. He got charged with like some weapons charges and all that. So he got found guilty on the weapons charges because obviously he shouldn't have had a weapon or whatever. Right. But he got let go on the charge of shooting the guy.
Wow. So he didn't kill him.
So he didn't kill him. The guy survived. Okay. But so it would have been attempted murder, and not. And I guess
was he trying to kill him? I wonder.
I don't know. Yeah. But you go, if you're shooting somebody, I don't know. I guess
you usually shoot to kill, right?
You shoot to kill, yeah. You dead men tell no tales. I learned that from the popo. But dude, I see these videos all the time where some dude does some dumb shit. Like I just saw it recently with this little kid ran up to this woman, at her window, and we might have spoken about this on here, and starts doing shit to her in the street and whatever, and the woman's husband comes out and like fucking shoves the kid, and the kid's like 16 maybe 15.
Oh, no.
And he fucking punches the guy and he shoves him and he throws him across the thing, and of course the guy's recording it and he's like, oh, this guy assaulted me, and I'm like, no bro, you ran up to his wife on some dumb shit, filming and doing whatever, and he fucking checked you, bro, as he should have.
Yep.
Because any of us would have. Like, it's just insane to me that like the shit that some of these guys do. And you know, like, so we were talking about this before, where like you'll see dudes get scared and go like, whoa, like it's there's a camera crew, it's a prank, blah blah blah. But if you don't get that out, or you try to stick to the, like, what's his name, Jadion, who does these videos all the time, he like commits to it, bro, and he doesn't like,
He doesn't break character?
oh no, bro. And he's been in
Really?
situations where I'm like, you're about to get fucked up, and he's almost willing to get beat up for the gag.
Yeah.
And then occasionally he'll come out and be like, yo, like chill, it's a thing. But he lets it go a long way before.
The one that I've seen, man, is there's a dude, I don't know his name, but he's in California, and he does that shit where he'll run up on people and be like, yo, like, what set you from? You know, and he'll do like that whole like gang,
do the whole gang
shit. And I'm like, bro, you're gonna
that
fucking
shit to
get
the wrong person,
yeah,
bro.
And there's been guys that have been like real quick, like, yo, and then they'll grab them and go reach for their piece. And then he does the whole like, bro, chill, it's a prank. Cameras over there, right there. And the guys typically will be like, yo, you gotta stop doing that shit.
You gotta stop doing that shit, dude. And I'm like, yo, man, like this shit to me is like, I want to see how this. I hate to call it the market, but it's the market I respond to, because unfortunately there's a massive, I guess, population on YouTube and on TikTok and all that stuff that does things like this. There's a lot of entertainment channels that do things like this, and they have been for a long time. But dude, you start getting into states like Florida, and where you can carry without gun, you know, and Texas and shit like that. Like, dude, you know, luckily in some of these, like California is like pretty strict with guns and stuff like that, and you figure a lot of these kids are there. But bro, I've been waiting for somebody to get caught with this shit, and I think it just took someone, I don't want to say getting away with it, because he was sort of defending himself because he didn't know that it was a prank or whatever was going on. But you can't fuck with people like this and not expect sort of repercussions and tragically for something to happen to you. And like, I get that you're not ill-intentioned in terms of like, oh, you think you're being funny and trying to create entertainment. But it's like, yo, this shit is real life to some people, and if you do something crazy, like, and that's like, what set you from? Yo, you fucking with somebody who really about that life,
right?
You're gonna learn that shit the hard way, bro. Or even like the guy with the wife. I go, dude, if you're out there and you're with your wife, or you're with your kids, or you're with your girlfriend, you're whatever, like, and somebody runs up like that, like, yo, you're gonna check them, dude. Like, yeah. And this shit, man, I'm like, bro, take notes, people. Like,
no, it's true, bro.
Don't get shot, bro.
Dude, one time, man, I think my wife was pregnant. So this is fucking, you know, just 17 years ago. And we rode through a gas station, and there was this dude that kind of came in after us, and he was drunk, and he almost hit our car, and he parked. And then as we were pulling away, my wife decided that she's gonna say something to him. And I always say, like, yo, don't, like, if them people ain't bothering you, leave them alone. If people in general are not bothering you, leave them alone. She said something to him, and he said something very derogatory back. And I fucking slammed on the brakes. I got out of the car, and bro, I was like seeing red. I was gonna fucking like light this dude up. And when I got really close to him and I was yelling at him, like he was just like, dude, like, I'm sorry. And he was clearly, like, he was really drunk, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was very like, he was like, Mom,
but he sobered up real quick.
He sobered up enough to go like, I don't want to get fucked up, right? Like,
yeah.
And he apologized. But I remember like that. Again, like, you put people in that situation, and again, like these pranksters, and kind of shame on us or the people that watch that shit, right?
True.
We're the ones that doing the likes, the subscribes, all that shit.
We're feeding the machine, man.
We're feeding it, bro.
That's so true, bro. We're feeding the machine, and so because we find it entertainment and we click it and we hit like on it and we whatever, it just keeps going. Like, it's. Yeah, man, it unfortunately takes something like this, but luckily the guy didn't die. And I just hope like the people doing are watching this, because like, bro, like, it's one thing to try to do some funny pranks, like,
yep.
You know, like, I always think about like the ones where they did on Punk'd, where they weren't too bad. It was like, oh, I'm towing your car, you know, shit like that. But I'm like, yo, when you start, you know, almost like threatening someone's livelihood or threatening someone's just life or their family or whatever, I'm like, you don't know it, because you can't tell people how to react. in that scenario, right? Like, I don't know your intentions, so like I'm gonna look and like me. Like think about your scenario. Like, I'm usually pretty level-headed of going like, I would have noticed a guy was drunk, same thing you did, and been like, I'm not gonna waste my time with a drunk dude. Or I know there's like I would have got up and did the same thing you did, and then I'm usually pretty good about talking myself out of this. Like, this isn't worth it. But I'm like, everybody isn't like that, bro.
Yep.
Or you might catch me on the wrong day,
right?
And you don't know, like nobody knows what anybody's capable of, man. So it's like, yeah, hopefully. Fucking watch. I hope people watch this and then change that behavior, man. Because every time I look at those videos, I cringe. I'm like, oh, something bad's gonna happen to somebody. Like, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen to somebody one day. So I saw one. I think as the Jadian kid had a girl. He paid this girl to walk up to this dude while he was with his girl, and she started pretending like they were having an affair. And she was pregnant, and he wasn't returning her calls or whatever. But he doesn't know the girl. He's never met the girl. He doesn't whatever. Right. And he's with his girl, and they're in the middle of a thing, and she's just going off at him like if she knows him. And he's like, "What the fuck?" You know. So his girl's like, "Yo," and she like walks off. You know. But then it eventually takes the people coming out like, "Yo, it's a prank," blah blah blah. But I'm like, "Yo, that shit is gotta be like." First off, now the girl's embarrassed. You're recording people, right. the tempers, you know, like it's just like emotions are high. Like,
dude,
I'm like, yo.
And for some people, man, when your emotions get really high, it's really hard to bring that down. It takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time, man. And even if it wasn't true and you understand it was a joke, it's still, like you said, it just it elevates those emotions.
You just
man.
fucked up my whole day.
You just fucked up my whole day, dude. And maybe my week, right? Because I gotta hear. Well, would you have fucked her? Right. Did you think she was cute?
Or she being fucking shitty all week? You should have like, damn, I should have went with that shit.
You already treated me like I did. I should have. That's so true, bro. Oh, man. So people stop fucking pranking people in a way that threatens their life before somebody gets killed, yo.
Dude, let me tell you who wasn't pranking, bro. You seen fucking Philly, man? In Philly, they was I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago in California. They were doing those flash mob robberies.
Yeah, robberies in the luxury stores.
Yeah, so, dude, in Philly. Like these flash mob and people were recording themselves on TikTok going like, oh yeah, we gonna need to eat. And then like mobs going into like Apple stores and fucking grabbing stuff. And dude, the police were there in some of the cases. People are just running out, getting tackled by the police. Most people getting away, obviously, because there's just too many of them.
I didn't realize this was out of the norm for Philly, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, yo, if I was in Philly and I walked by a mall and this was happening, I would just assume it's another Sunday thing. Have you ever been to Philly, bro?
I'm trying to think, bro. No, you know what? I've only flown into Philly. I never spent any time in the city.
Dude, if you went to this shit to me, I wouldn't bat an eye. It'd be like, you know how people in Florida, like, I don't know, we see gators and then you can always tell who's not from here because they taking photos of them. Right. like Philly, that's what it'd be. Like, you'd walk by, you'd be like, oh shit, again? You just like, bro, Philly is the most hostile people I've ever met in my life, bro.
Dude, we talk about like in sporting events.
Oh my God.
How the people in Philly are crazy.
Yeah. They're so hostile, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Didn't they? Was it when? What did they win last? Because I guess Super Bowl maybe.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Maybe when they went to Super Bowl.
No, the Eagles won the Super Bowl like a handful of years ago, maybe 5 years ago.
That was with
2017.
That was with
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Big Dick Nick. Let's go. Remember that shit?
But I think when they made it, when they won the NFC Championship. Mm-hmm. Didn't they go nuts in the streets over there?
Last year.
Yeah, I knew it was.
They were knocking over street lights and stuff like that.
It was crazy. It's just like you destroy you destroy your city because your team.
Dude,
wins.
they're just looking for something to live for. Like they just went after shit. Like, listen, I have family from this. So I can fuck with them. It's just one of those towns, bro, where like, yeah, nothing about this shit surprises me, bro.
Isn't the place also where who was it? A basketball player that almost got held up, and then he took the guy to like fucking McDonald's or some shit.
Yep. Lou Williams. Yep. Yeah, man, he took him to McDonald's or something. And
right, because the guy tried to hold him up, and he was just like, "Oh shit, Lou Williams."
It's Lou Williams.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh man, I'm just hungry."
Really want a Big Mac.
Lou's like, "All right, man, come on, let's go eat."
Yo, shout out to Lou, cause fucking A, bro. That took balls, bro.
Yeah.
To just, I mean, Fuck, man. Invite the dude in your car. Like, oh, let's go to McDonald's. And I'll take it. Yeah, that's wild, man. But yeah, man, yo. People in Philly, man. So, robbing, is this like high-end stores? Or what are people in Philly robbing? Is it like
I saw
Walmart's?
I saw the... No. No, man, I saw the Apple store and I saw another store that I couldn't fucking read the name. But the one outside of the one I couldn't read the name, there was somebody on TikTok recording it, and they was just like, "Yo, we all gotta eat. We all gotta eat." So I was like, "Oh, that must be a grocery store or something, right?" Dude, not for nothing. Before I came here today, I bought 5 lemons, and a fucking blackberry jelly.
Okay,
$10.
Dude,
5 fucking lemons, not a bag, not 5 bags. 5 individual lemons.
Should be like 20-something cents.
And I think it was a black raspberry jelly, and this shit was just under $10.
Wow, bro. Yeah, shit's getting expensive, man.
I even told the chick that rang me up, I'm just like, yo, lemons and jelly.
I should have robbed you.
$10.
You said I should have robbed you. Yeah, you lucky we not in Philly.
I'm like, damn, you could have passed a few of them lemons across that shit. Not rang them all up.
Yeah, I seen you kept a key. It didn't key in one. You gotta charge me for all 5 of them. You seen the look of despair on my face. Dude, shit. Yo,
like, I gotta go buy liquor after this.
Yo, desperate people do desperate things, bro. Like that shit is no joke, man. Especially I think when it comes to like, I do understand doing it to the higher end stores because you almost feel like, I don't want to say entitled to that, but I think, there's this gap in America between like have and have nots and this like animosity. Yeah. So like, I think by design, I don't know if it's the media or just the way people have just always been since the beginning of time, but like you almost just pit the have and the have nots against one another. And it's like one doesn't exist without the others. It's like a weird dynamic there, but yeah, it's so almost it's like it's okay to do it to those. They're not like doing it to like a grocery store. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're doing it for high-end luxury goods. I wonder, I don't know what.
Dude, you know what? And I think social media perpetuates that, right? So like if you go through, your social media feed, it's just like it appears that everybody except you has these high-end cars and bags and just stuff, right?
Dude, and most of the clothes and bags and all that are replicas.
Yeah.
And then like, bootlegs and stuff like that, which I'm like, listen, man, do you like... Nobody cares. Like everybody just wants to have like, I don't know, bro. Like if you want to be fashionable or whatever, like do you? Like I don't care. But like you said, I think the problem is that people see that and they assume that that's what we're all supposed to be doing, or there's like a fear of like missing out or whatever. Like, it's I don't know. It's a strange time, bro. Did you see this dude from Philly this week trying to get his emotional support animal into the Phillies game?
You mean like the the fucking baseball game?
Yes.
No.
So he went to a baseball game. Bro, I'm just going to give you 3 guesses at what kind of animal he tried to bring with him into the ballpark in Philadelphia.
I'm just trying to think of what kind of animals are you having other than a dog or a cat?
Bro, first off, I didn't realize people in Philly had emotions. So the fact that he needed an emotional support animal, I thought was a step in the right direction.
He's in the wrong place.
Yeah, I was like, nah, he's not from there.
He needs to move.
He needs to move. And he may need to. And you will tell me exactly where he needs to move after this shit. So, yeah. The motherfucker tried to get... I can't even say, bro. He tried to bring in his gator.
No.
He has a pet alligator.
He's from Florida.
Into Citizens Bank Park. His name is I don't even know if this is Joey, right? Joey Henney has the alligator, and the alligator's name is Wally, which is the most Florida shit I've ever heard in my life.
Did you see the picture of it?
Yes, here it is.
Is it big?
It's not. Nah, it's a baby gator by Florida standards.
Oh yeah, like maybe 3 foot, maybe 4 foot.
Yeah, maybe 3-4 feet. Yeah, it's a baby gator by Florida standards. Like you like if you saw that on your sidewalk, you leave it be.
No, it'll run from
Florida.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't call animal control for seeing that.
No. It's just a baby.
Yeah. No. You got to be bigger than our toddlers here in Florida for us to care.
You got to walk by them and they don't move.
Yep. Yo, those motherfuckers are the ones you got to worry about.
Dude, when I first moved here, probably within like the first year or two, I got in my first like close encounter with a gator, and it was like one like that size, like 3-4 feet. I was so intrigued, and I just slowly approached this thing. Because I felt like, if it turns around and chases me, I feel like I could take it.
It looks slow. Yo, because gators are deceiving like that. Where they look,
they're fast, bro.
But when you look at them and the way they move when they're not sort of like in an aggressive mode, they look like you could take them.
Yeah,
like they look lazy. They look sloth-like almost. Yeah. They're just
But dude, I've also seen like monster gators.
Oh my god!
Dude, one time I saw one. I used to work at USA, so it's out there on the coast.
Okay.
And this shit had to be 12 to 15 feet. This thing was a fucking monster, bro. And I was like, oh man, that's the shit that you see and you just go the other way.
Yep. Yeah, you don't fuck with that, bro. Yeah. Dude, and that's funny. If you're not from Florida, you understand. Like seeing a gator in Florida is like seeing a raccoon or a possum anywhere else. Like it's that common. like if you know, like if you're or a deer in the Northeast, you know what I mean? Like like people see deer like in Florida here, like gators are pretty common. Dude, the amount of times I've been golfing and a gator's just been walking across a golf course or sitting in the middle of the golf course and you just play it through and ride right by them and just do your thing and leave them be, or you're next to the water hitting your ball and they're just fucking chilling there or whatever. Like when I first moved here, you are kind of freaked out, and after a while you're kind of just like, no, like I've never seen one charge at you or do like if you leave them alone, they leave you alone. Like, it's just
I'm always mad when I see them that they kill one.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what were you doing?
What were you doing? Yep. Yeah, dude. If you leave them alone, for the most part, they leave you alone, man. Yeah, it's wild. But I was like, in Philadelphia,
not in Philly.
I had to read the story like 5 times.
That dude's got to have like fucking heater lamps all over his damn apartment or house or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how you keep something like that alive in Philly, bro. Unless he just made the drive from Florida. It's all the way up to Citizens Bank Park just for the game. Dude, I've been to that stadium too, bro. It's just not easy to go and bring a game. Because their stadium isn't like, it's on the edge of downtown, but it's downtown. So you're walking across downtown with a fucking game.
Oh my God, bro.
In Philly, dude. That's wild.
Dude, staying with baseball, bro. Did you see our beloved, or not so beloved,
our beloved
Tampa Bay Rays, who just got ousted of the playoffs, who had a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Their home game, I don't know about today, but their home game, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday.
It might have been yesterday, bro. Maybe it was 2 days ago. You're right. I think maybe it was Monday.
Dude, the stadium holds 42,000. So their stadium is not really in Tampa. It's in St. Pete.
Yep. In a shitty part of St. Pete at that, too.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a shitty part of St. Pete, bro.
I think I've only ever driven there for when they play the Yankees.
Okay. Yeah. Same. I only go to games if they're playing the Yankees. Yeah. But yeah, I've known enough about St. Pete. It's in the shitty part of St. Pete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they wished that they were playing the Yankees. So the stadium holds 42,000. They only put 19,000 in the seats, bro. 19,000 people for a playoff game for a team who hasn't. They did very well this year.
Dude, it was the lowest attended. I don't know if you saw this. The lowest attended playoff game in the MLB in 100 years, literally.
Dude, if you're the owner of that team, get the fuck out of that.
Dude, but they just signed a new deal
for St. Pete.
Yes, not in the same area.
Okay,
so it's just part of this larger complex.
They get a better area.
Get in a better area, and it's like near the water, and it's like a nice. Okay. And this is part of this whole massive development. Renderings are beautiful. It just doesn't make sense to me why you keep them in St. Pete. Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody cares
about baseball in St. Pete, bro, because the team is good. So it's not that the team is underperforming, bro.
That's right.
And now, granted,
they did. They just got bounced.
Yeah, that's true. But at least that team has been consistently competitive, I would say, over the last decade. And then the where it is a shithole. Like I get that. And the stadium itself is a lousy stadium. Like it's fucking terrible. But it's a competitive team. And so like at least for the last decade, you would think it would do better. And it's this professional sports team. I thought they were gonna wait till that shit expired and move them from there. I know Orlando, the founders of the Orlando Magic have been pushing. They want to call a team here the Dreamers. So they've been dying to get an MLB team here, and I thought that's what they would end up doing, was moving that team to Orlando.
Here to Orlando?
Yeah, moving the Rays here to Orlando. But they were saying that this is not going to stop them because they saw that I was reading the article about the new stadium in St. Pete.
Yep.
And so then the Rays signed a new deal with the city, which means they're locked in for the foreseeable future. But the Orlando people was like, no, we're still pushing to get an MLB team in Orlando.
Oh, wow.
So like, but I mean, I don't know when that'll happen.
Dude, why call them Tampa Bay Rays?
I never understood that
Why
either
not?
because St. Pete is an entirely new town. It's not like it's. I mean, I guess the Giants and the Jets are technically they play in New Jersey.
Yep.
But that's even closer than St. Pete is to Tampa. Like that's like a 10-minute drive from New York. This St. Pete to Tampa is longer than 10 minutes in terms of like where the stadiums are anyway. And
then also with the New York teams, you have like they're sort of historical, right? Like they're historically New York teams. New York didn't really do a good job of putting a stadium for them. So Jersey lured them over there, but like you said, it's close enough to kind of call them that.
And there's also the whole thing about real estate, and like that North New Jersey is like New York extended, really, and then it's like there's more land and whatever to do stuff. Where in New York, that's harder to come by. Like I get.
But in this case, they were never in Tampa Bay.
No, never.
So I don't get why they call them Tampa Bay Rays,
silly,
and they've never existed there.
The only thing I can think of, bro, and listen, this is the Yankee fan in me maybe speaking, but the Yankees their spring training is right down the street, and it is still Tampa where the Yankees spring training, so this is Tampa, and so that it had something to do with, dude, the Yankees spring training is there. The owner of the Yankees had a home in Tampa, and that's where he lived most of the time.
Okay.
I always thought the only reason they got the team to begin with was almost to appease the owner of the Yankees. And my theory on that is...
So Steinbrenner?
Yeah. So my theory on that, because if you think about when they got it, and I've read this article before where it was like all the teams that made bids in the city, they made bids. Like Tampa's was like the worst one. But the people who were on the selection committees and all that stuff was Steinbrenner. And I think the reason it happened is because I'm like, okay, Steinbrenner was older. His Yankees have spring training in Tampa, and so he gets to be there with his Yankees. Yep. But also you put him in a division with the Yankees, which means they get a ton of games there. Like I felt like, so there was all these reasonings behind it where it was like almost like as a favor, as like give me like a home 2.0 kind of thing.
Right.
And then so I thought for sure that they would end up just moving now because Steinbrenner's not around anymore, that, and the team just doesn't draw, man. And listen, the new renderings look beautiful. I hope it does draw a crowd there,
yeah.
But clearly people don't care. The Marlins don't draw well either. I just think Florida, at least the Rays have an indoor stadium. I think summertime in Florida, it's really fucking hard to convince people to go outside to watch baseball.
Dude, this summer too hot, dude. Was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And granted, the Rays are indoors, and so it makes it. But people don't want to do that then here during summer. They want to go to the beach. They want to go, and for whatever reason, I don't know. I think
and if it's in a shitty area, right? And you're going nah, I'm good.
We'll see. Maybe this nicer area, at least for the first year or two, it might draw people because it's going to be the curiosity and it'll be the shiny, nice new thing. I'm just shocked that you would commit the billions of dollars to a project like this that includes the sports team. Really shocked, bro. Because he's like, dude, historically low. The last, it was a game 100 years ago, literally. I think it was in 1919. It drew about the same amount that this crowd was.
And it was like 4 teams?
Dude, and it was in like a random city. It was like Cincinnati or some shit like that. Maybe not even. But bro, it was like in some random city, some teams that don't even exist anymore. And that was the next lowest. And I think it was a World Series game actually, but it was the lowest. The last attendance for a playoff game in that length of time.
Wow, man.
That's embarrassing, bro. Because I've heard the excuses of, well, it was at 3. Dude, there's been plenty of 3 o'clock games the last few years, ever since they started this whole format where they do all these games on the same day. None of them drew this.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, if it's in New York or Boston or Chicago or LA or St. Louis.
It's selling out.
It's not even yet.
Or at a minimum.
I don't give a fuck what time it is.
It's at 90% capacity at a minimum. Yeah. It's just ridiculous, bro. Yeah. So I don't know. Get your shit together, Tampa. Don't. And listen, it pains me as a Yankee fan to say this, but they're a good team as far as competitiveness. They've been good.
Yeah.
There's no excuse here. I used to just make fun of they're not relevant, and I still stand by that. They really aren't relevant, so they don't move the needle for baseball. But at least the local people should support the team. Yeah.
Yep.
So. Yeah, man. We'll see.
Dude, we got to get into this. In the NFL, as most of you know, because this is now transcendent football.
Yo, yeah.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are dating. And I want to say several weeks ago, you gave Taylor Swift a carbon footprint.
I sure did. But we've been right about so much.
Right?
We've been right about so much lately.
And you gave her that because of her tour and how it's affecting the economies of the cities in which the tour is stopping.
Yep.
And also how she's paying her people and the bonuses she's giving to people and sort of I don't want to say changing people's lives, but
for some it is.
For some it might be.
I would argue. Yeah,
right?
For some it is.
So these two are dating. So Travis Kelce, for those of you who don't know, is on he's tight end on the Kansas City Chiefs, and so now they're dating, and yet again she's having an impact. And I want to be, dude. When I first heard about this, it's just like I almost have like the old guy syndrome where I go like, I don't give a fuck.
It's your initial reaction. I can't look away, bro. I can't look away.
Like I'm going like I don't give a fuck, right? Like okay, so because when she attends his games, right? Every now and then the camera goes up to the box and shows her cheering.
Bro, it goes to her after every big play.
Dude.
More like almost like where it used to cut to like a coach.
Yes.
Or a fan. It just cuts to Taylor Swift now to see her reaction, which is brilliant by them, by the way.
And it is.
Brilliant.
But again, the old guy in me
it's
goes
annoying.
Like, who gives a fuck, man? Why are you showing this chick? But so here's some numbers. Jersey sales for the Chiefs and in particular for Kelce have gone up 400%.
Yeah. You know how many Chiefs fans there are now? Who don't even know where they are,
right? Like I mean, they've been a good team now for several years. They've won 2 Super Bowls over the last several years.
Yeah, you could argue the new dynasty or the makings of a new dynasty in the NFL. Absolutely, yeah.
And so they have everything that they need to sort of be this popular team that would transcend the Kansas City market.
Yeah.
But dude, even the games, because she's there, ticket prices are going up.
Wow.
So you got jersey sales.
Just because you could see Taylor Swift.
You might get a glimpse of Taylor Swift at the game.
That's hilarious, man.
And then his followers on social media have skyrocketed.
And I don't know if you saw Sunday night's game against the Jets.
Yep.
Who the NFL has been fucking trying to force feed us the Jets and the Giants on prime time for like 4 weeks in a row. And I
think I've seen every Bears game except for one.
Really? Dude, I keep feeling like they're force feeding us the Jets and the Giants, and I want to file a class action lawsuit because they've been fucking terrible. But the Sunday night game was the highest rated Sunday night game since the Super Bowl.
Wow,
because Taylor Swift was there. And Sunday night games are usually always pretty highly rated because we all enjoy, like, if you don't have Sunday ticket or whatever, you don't have a team that you root for, maybe you don't watch the 1 o'clock, the Sunday night game is like the one you look forward to all day.
Right. And I could have seen that if Aaron Rodgers was playing.
Absolutely. And I think that was the intention when you scheduled this.
Correct.
Yeah. It's Chiefs, Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God. It should have been a record-breaking
Aaron Rodgers
game
against Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
that's absolutely.
Dude, can you imagine if the hardcore football fan was still watching because Aaron Rodgers was still there? I think it would have broke like records for most,
it might have been
all time,
like Super Bowl, everything.
Yes,
yeah,
and this shit's not, bro. And it's so funny, man, because I thought about what you were saying earlier about mentioning how we gave her the carbon footprint, dude. We've had. And it's not like we do this to be right or wrong, but usually when we bring something up, we're like, hey, I feel like this is going to have an impact, or this is something that's going to like play out. Like, we'll see, time will tell kind of thing, right? And we've had a few of these where, like, you know, we had Deion Sanders where way back when he left Jackson State, we kind of called, you know, I don't know that we thought it was going to be this impactful, but it was, and then the Taylor Swift thing. And then we've had a few like lately where we're like, fuck, man, look at these things like sort of playing out. And again, never thinking they're going to be at this magnitude. But dude, I'm watching this and I feel like, is this the David Beckham and Posh Spice of this era? You know, like that power couple of the athlete and the international pop superstar. And but Taylor Swift is like beyond.
Yeah, she's global.
Oh my God, bro! I keep telling people, it's like, she is Michael Jackson of this generation in terms of fame and popularity. And I would still always say that Michael Jackson rise to fame and all that is more impressive because he did it without the internet.
Right.
But still, man, like, I can't think of another human being on a planet that has, and I know people will say Beyonce, and yeah, like, you got to give Beyonce credit for what she's done. But there's something about Taylor Swift that's on a completely different level of this shit, because Beyonce's at games all the time with Jay-Z and stuff like that. NBA courtside, NBA, whatever, like, Taylor Swift breaks the internet every fucking time she steps out of her house. Yeah. It's just insane, man. And then, like, it's so funny, man, because like you said, I want to be like, I'm normally like, this is so cringy. They keep showing her on TV and keep doing stuff. But I'm also like, the capitalist in me understands it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, just, it's like a novela, bro. Just, I can't look
have
away.
You seen all of the commercials that Kelsey's on now? No, and this is not because of Taylor Swift.
No, he's already had the endorsements, but
I saw one this weekend that I was just like, wow, that too? Pfizer.
Dude, I didn't realize he had a Pfizer endorsement.
He got a fucking Pfizer, and he's like, like take the COVID shot.
Dude, the only reason I know he has a Pfizer, I didn't even see the commercial. I missed it because Aaron Rodgers made fun of him on something. He called him Mr. Pfizer.
Oh,
he's like, really? Mr. Pfizer and blah, 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 blah. And I went, what? And then they had the clip of the commercial, and I was like, oh, shit, I missed it during the game. I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, I've seen it a few times, and I was just so like, funny. and so the part of me goes, like, are you really taking that?
Or is it just,
because you're you're a healthy guy,
yeah.
and there's probably no reason for you to ever take that. Or are you not taking it and just taking the paycheck?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
That's possible too.
That's possible too, right? I guess we'll never know because of HIPAA, but
that's true.
But
inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. And also, I mean, this is like a perfect, because again, it isn't like he's a shitty player either, right? Like he's a very good player. Potentially could be on that list of like top 10, top 5 greatest tight ends by the time it's all said and done. Yeah. Along with other Chiefs greats at his position, because Tony Gonzalez was a beast, man. And then so like,
but you know what? Like Tony Gonzalez didn't win any championships with them.
No, man. And so Kelsey has 2 already.
2, and he's gone to 3.
Yes.
Right, because they lost the 1 to Tampa Bay when Tom Brady went there. But yeah, and you figure like as you're watching them play now, there's nothing about this team that says they're not going to be there in the end.
They're not going to be right. Yeah, and like even if they miss a year or two, you feel like they're going to be like the Patriots team. I feel like where every other year or so they're going to be in it at least in terms of like the Super Bowl, and they might get another 1 or 2 out. I mean, I know it's hard. It's really hard to win a Super Bowl. So the fact that they have 2, if they retired tomorrow, it's still impressive.
What did Tom Brady get 6 with them?
6 with Patriots, 1 with Tampa. Yeah, man, 7. Fucking so wild. But have you heard the stories of Julian? I love Julian Edelman's been on a lot of podcasts lately, and he's spilling a lot of shit, which is so dope. Cool. And even Tom Brady. Tom Brady's finally like, I guess because he's retired, so now he's like an open book about everything.
Yeah.
But Edelman's like talking about the years ago before that. Like I think he still had 3 championships or something.
Okay.
And I think Edelman said at practice or like a party, something, bro. He tells Tom like, oh, like 1 more and you pass like Joe Montana or whoever it was, like chasing. And he said, Tom looks at him and goes, fuck you, I'm chasing Jordan. I want to beat Jordan. And he's like, at the time, he's only got like 3. And he's just like, bro, that would be 7 to get more than Jordan. And he's like, yeah, fuck that. I want Jordan. And then he's like, I'm going for that and I want to beat it. And it's just like that's so funny to see that, like where he's going. And he did it, man. Yeah. So it's so, I'm like, yo, you got to manifest that shit, man. Like just fucking talk your shit, man.
Dude, let me tell you something about this weekend though. Watch my Bears. And I'm not gonna go too much into this, man, because I'm tired of them ruining my goddamn weekends. All right? And then so I text you, right? I text you over the weekend and I don't remember what I said, but you text me back and you go, yo, we got Stockholm syndrome, right? And I looked at it and I'm like, what the fuck is Stockholm syndrome, right? So before I respond to you, I got to go figure out what this is. So for those of you out there who do not know what Stockholm syndrome is, it is the psychological condition of a victim who identifies with and empathizes with their captor or abuser and their goals. And I fucking sent you back skulls because I was fucking dying, right? Yeah. And I'm like, that's fucking true, man. I'm like, they have had me by the balls since 1983. The majority of my life, the football season has been a fucking tragedy. So much so that after my kids were born, I used to actually be mad. Like I would watch games on Sundays and then be mad the rest of the day because we would fucking lose.
It ruins my day, man. So like sometimes when I watch the Titans,
I have like when my kids were young, I remember kind of making like a mindset change and going, you know what? I can't allow this shit to like ruin my mood.
Yeah.
I can't be that for them. But fuck, man, it still bothers me. I have no idea why I'm still a fan because the organization is fucking horrible. I have no idea, but I can't stop. Like I can't just go like I'm not gonna be a Bears fan anymore because I know even internally I'll still be fucking rooting for them.
You're emotionally invested, bro.
Dude, Why? I don't understand.
Because you got Stockholm syndrome. Dude, I say that because the week before I had like a similar experience where I'm watching the Titans and they're getting fucking smashed by the Cleveland Browns of all teams, and it's infuriating to watch. And I think I changed the channel to like a different game in the fourth quarter, and I was so fucking livid, and I was like, I can't believe I keep letting these guys do this to me week to week. I was so mad. So then, of course, this Sunday, they're beating the Bengals, who are, Bengal and the Burrows. I'm like,
dude, they were both doing good at the same time.
Yeah, they were doing great. So when I texted you, like, yo, our boys are looking good.
Yep.
Well, wow, the Titans are great. I'm in a great mood. And then I'm seeing the Bears score just get progressively worse. And I'm turning back and forth, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And then you hit me with the, I cannot believe this. And I just felt, because I'm like, yo, that was my soul last week. Where I'm like, why do I keep letting these motherfuckers
they were
hold me like this?
So for those of you who don't watch football, the Bears are up 28-7. So they're winless, right? They're 0-3. They're up 28-7 going into the fourth quarter, and they allow these guys to score. What was it?
24 unanswered, I guess.
20. That's what it was. 24 unanswered. And I'm like, how, Sway? I don't get it.
Yeah, man, and it's so wrong.
And I'm telling you, man, and there's been so many times through my life where I just go, I'm just gonna root for another team.
Dude, somebody
and I can't do it.
Somebody texted me like actually no, it was a DM of the like the Bears breakdown, kind of thing. Yeah. And then they go, I bet you Sean's pissed right now. It's like, we're not talking about that.
Why you gotta bring that shit up?
We having a meeting this week about victims.
And I know, and you know what's funny, man, is that there are so many fucking Bears fans, and you can, if you watch, anytime they go away, there's so many Bears fans at these other these away stadiums, and I go, how? Why are you there?
That's such a good point, but they're not the only team that's like that.
Really?
Like, bro, I think so. I think about this, and I know why, but bro, if you think about this, the Cowboys are still like that. And I know people now that are Cowboys fans. The Cowboys haven't won shit since the mid-90s. But I do realize that they were like the Chicago Bulls kind of the NFL at that time.
Right.
Dude, same thing with fuck, man. It's the Niners. Like, the Niners have been competitive lately, like the last few years, and I know they've gone to like 2 Super Bowls. But the Niners really hadn't won shit since the early 90s in terms of Super Bowls. And you get a lot of Niners fans across the country.
They were really good in the late 80s and
early 90s. Same thing as the Cowboys. But I see fans now and people in their 20s, and I'm like, you weren't even around when they were good.
Yeah.
Like, and you're not from there. Like, at least my team, it's funny because I get I've never stepped foot in Tennessee, and I've been a Tennessee Titans fan my whole life. But I'm not hopping a bandwagon because they've always sucked. So
right.
It's like...
So were you an Oilers fan?
I was.
You were, okay.
I was, man. And so it was like Warren Moon and Earl Campbell and all. So like I was a fan of them then, and I was a fan of them the whole expansion time. And then when they turned into the Titans and all, and they moved to Tennessee because they were in Houston, like it wasn't because they were like a popular team. Because I do remember even when I lived in New Jersey, being an Orlando Magic fan because of Penny and Shaq, right? And that team was good. And even though I liked the Nets and I grew up rooting for the Nets and stuff too, I watched really like the Magic. And so I did follow the Magic, and I bought Magic
Dude, there was a lot of dudes that I knew like kids, like guys that I grew up with in New York that were watching and were fans of the Magic because of the Shaq and Penny.
Because the Shaq and Penny do, it was a fun team. So like even now, like people who are like Chicago Bull fans, and you go, yo, the Bulls ain't won shit since the mid to late 90s. It's been 27 years that they've been mediocre, and you had this influx of Bulls fans everywhere. Yeah. So I'm like, dude, sports teams is just like you either pick it up from a parent, or it's just like your friends like them when you're younger, or whatever it is, man. Like the Bears, I can get though growing up when you grew up, because those early 80s teams and those late 70s teams were really good. It was like the Steelers and the Bears were like, and I think the Dolphins
I don't think they were
that
that
time,
good
right?
around in the 70s. It was like it was after, I think it was like after 83.
Okay.
Because they had, like in the 70s, they had Walter Payton, he was a monster, but the rest of the team kind of sucked.
Gotcha.
And they started to get good kind of going into the mid 80s, had a Super Bowl run, were still competitive through the late 80s, and then after that they just fucking fell off, and then we had to deal with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Dude, think about this. 30 years.
Yeah, dude, which is
those two guys,
man.
30 years, bro.
Dude, which is the only thing I could think of, and it isn't even at that level. I mean, it is when you talk about talent. As a Titans fan, I had to deal with Peyton Manning and then Andrew Luck, and I was fucking livid. Luckily Andrew Luck retired early. But I remember going, thank God when Peyton left, because you just couldn't win that division because Peyton was in it. And then here comes Andrew Luck, and I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, I was like, back to back. Really? Like, back to back. Like, I couldn't believe it. But, dude, sports teams are, I don't know, man. One of my favorite memes that I see out there all the time is, like, guys will commit to the same sports team their entire life for no fucking reason because they suck. And it's like, so it's not a commitment issue, it's you.
It's definitely me, bro. Definitely me.
So, yeah, we definitely got Stockholm syndrome, bro, because I can't look, bro. I'm gonna tell you now. The Titans have been competitive the last like 3 or 4 years. Like they've actually had a decent team and stuff, right? But before that, I was dealing with like 15 years of where I knew they were gonna go 8-8. Like they were gonna be terrible or just middle of the road. Like they can never suck enough to get a good draft pick or win enough to just get into the playoffs.
Right.
I knew that, and yet every Sunday I looked forward to watching every game, and I was happy as shit, and I had newfound positive energy and hope, and then they would kill me by 4 o'clock. And the next Sunday, I would get up again with that same enthusiasm, and it would fuck me again.
Dude, this weekend, one of my sons goes, hey, you think it'd be cool we go to Chicago and see a game? And I go, I'm not going to fucking see them.
Poor kid's like, damn. I just had
I'm not paying for that shit. A friend of mine invited me to a game recently.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro, I'm not paying for mediocre football.
Oh, that's right, because they were just in Tampa, right?
Yep.
I'm going. Titans are gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm still captivated by my captors.
Yeah, we talked about this Stockholm syndrome, man. But I know Webster Dictionary got some new words, man. Talk to me about that,
dude. Webster's this week. They added, and it's really, I want to talk about these like 4. They added a bunch, but there's 4 of them in there that they're adding to the dictionary. And I guess I didn't realize that Webster's does like a monthly update.
Really?
And they added like 690 words or something like that.
English words?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Merriam-Webster. Yeah, I guess so. It would have to be English words. But anyway, so some of these, it's just so funny, bro. So Riz is one of the words.
That's a word?
Yeah, Riz. Do you know what Riz is?
Only because I got kids. Only because I got teenage kids.
So that's my exact thing. I go, you probably know it because your boy is like Riz. So for those that don't know, Riz is like the new way of saying like you got game, like you know how to talk to women or men or whatever. You got game, like you got that Riz.
Like I'm a Rizzer up.
I'm a Rizzer, right. I'm a spit game. It's like we used to say spit game back in my day. So now I sound one of them old heads. Like Rizzer up is like the kids' version now of saying spit game, right?
Dude, the first time I heard that, one of my sons said something like, he was like, "Oh yeah, so and so was over there rizzing her up," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Rizzing her up," and I'm like, What is that? And then he goes, oh, like he was just trying to talk to her, like try to get with her. And I was like, oh, and I forgot what I don't know if I said spitting game or I don't remember what I said to her or what I said to him. But yeah, the only reason I know that word is because of them.
Because of them. Dude, it's funny. As first time I heard Riz, it's like, oh, he got that Riz. I was like, oh shit, is he taking something for it? Like, what's up? I was like, oh fuck, no, not the Riz. I'm like, oh damn! And then I heard it enough times.
Is that like a new rash?
Yeah, bro.
A new genital rash.
I was like, should we be talking about this shit out loud? Like, it's so funny.
So that is in the dictionary.
So it is officially a word in the dictionary.
All right, spell it.
R-I-Z-Z. Riz.
Okay.
Yeah,
just
man.
like you say it.
And then exactly. And then the next one is mid. M-I-D. Mid.
That means that like it's okay.
It's average. It's okay. Average, it's all right. Yeah. Which you see dudes on the internet now like referring to like Taylor Swift as like, she's mid. I'm like, he types from his basement, his mom's basement in fucking sweatpants. You're like, all right, bro, mid. Or like you see them like commenting on like, my favorite is like you always see the dudes commenting under like some celebrity woman's photo. Like she'll post on IG a selfie and they'll be like mid. It's like, and I'm like, I see the photo of the dude. I'm like, you can't even say that, bro. Settle down.
Another word that I know because of my kids.
Because of the kids, dude. Like, oh, it's mid. So mid is like, it's like middle of the road.
All right,
like
so
average.
Cap got to be in there.
So it might be, but it's not in this list that I have.
Okay, go ahead.
So simp is the next one.
Oh,
SIMP is simp. Yeah.
And that's kind of like a kind of, I guess, I don't want to say an average guy, I guess.
It's like a guy who's fawning over a girl, but does like bro, in Spanish we call this a pendejo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's like a dude that's like really nice to a girl, like sweating her, like does everything, is super sweet. Like, you know, he's like fucking, you know, she's like, I'm hungry. He's sending food to her house. He's a simp. Like, and then she might just be, I don't want to say playing him, but like you might be friend zone.
Yeah,
but
right.
and they go like, you simping over this girl, whatever.
Right,
Dude, we sound like the oldest motherfuckers on the planet right now trying to explain these slang words, by the way. Simp. I've officially peaked, bro.
Well, I'm pretty sure we don't have any audience in that age range.
Probably we don't anymore. If we did,
yep.
And then bussin' is the other one.
Oh yeah, another one.
It's another one, which I've used bussin' for a while now. Like so bussin', I'm like, okay, cool, I know that one. It's in my like day-to-day vernacular. I don't think I've ever used simp. I've definitely used mid, and I've used Riz, but probably ironically, not like because I actually use it. It's been more of like they're just trying to be an asshole. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But I've definitely used bussin'. Like BUSSIN, bussin', and that's when something's like really good. Yeah, it's bussin'. So you have good food.
Again,
that's bussin'.
The only reason why I know, man, because and it's one of my sons goes like for anything that he makes, and he likes to like do like whether it's mixing fucking some kind of juice with Sprite, or he'll cook something, and it's always bussin'.
See, the only bussin' I knew when we were growing up, we was talking about some dirty shit. So when I heard kids start using, I was like, whoa.
What are you doing? What did you actually put in that thing?
I don't want that.
You busted in that?
So that was our segment of Do You Feel Old Yet? Fucking for the week.
Yo, how you doing on time?
Dude, we're an hour one in, bro.
All right, man. We gotta end with what we're gonna call. We got a new segment this week, and I don't know if we're gonna keep it going or not. But what's going on in Florida?
Yo, shout out to Florida, bro. Florida always come through with the greatest shit, and it never lets me down, bro. If you just type anywhere you live, just type Florida man. Type your birthday down, whatever, and you'll always see some wild ass story from Florida on that date. And it'll be some crazy shit. Like,
and we already had one with the chick with a son.
And
threesome.
That's right. So we already had our wild Florida story of the week, but man, do I have a few. So we got to hit this story up. This guy from the Villages, bro, is I gotta get his name because my man is wildin'. So this dude from the Villages, he's 77, bro.
Okay.
He got arrested for distributing some drugs.
Okay.
Stockpiling a ton of drugs. Mainly, he had a stockpile of ED meds, so some Viagra and shit like that.
Okay.
Which, where better to go than the Villages with a bunch of ED meds? And
where is that?
So the Villages is like northwest of here.
Okay.
It is the community that like you can't drive cars in. It's like mostly golf carts. Everybody in there is old. Bro, the like nickname to the Villages is like Heaven's Waiting Room. It's like all old. It's a 55 and up to live there.
Okay.
It's like the largest retirement community in the world.
Oh wow.
But literally the entire town is built around golf cart paths and all that. Like if you've never seen it, like go online, look it up. It's cool. I mean, like the idea of it is cool. But you know, bro, another thing that Florida has taught me is like, yo, the seniors are wild, bro. So like STDs are rampant in the senior community. You know, the highest population of STDs is usually in senior citizen homes. There's nothing else to do, bro. And it's not like you like, oh, I better be safe. I don't want to get pregnant.
Yeah, you go fuck it.
Or catch an STD.
Betty looking real good. I don't care what she got.
You're like, I'm on borrowed time anyway. Like I'm already in OT. So I'm like, yo, this man's I felt like this guy was doing the Lord's work, bro. We had a woman not too long ago doing Lord's work out in Ukraine. And then I feel like, now we got this man in the Villages. He was stockpiling Viagra and was pushing it out in the Villages. But turns out, yo, this guy his name is Reginald. They call him Reggie Kinser. And it's not the first time he's been arrested for trying to sell drugs.
Yeah.
So he's had multiple drug time, but all the drugs are happy time drugs, bro. MDMA, psilocybin, Molly.
Oh,
so the man likes a good time, bro. I like him. My man is a peaceful guy. He ain't got no like weapons charges in there. He's always just trying to pass out fun.
So they arrested him?
They arrested him.
Somebody had to rat him out there.
Yeah, man. So he faces like a year in prison and a bunch of fines and all that. Hopefully he just gets some
what do you know what?
probation.
I wonder, like, what do you, if you're in that community and he's handing out or he's selling, right, ED pills, first of all, why do you have to get it from the drug dealer?
Yeah, why not get it from this guy?
Just get it. But no, why you gotta get it from him? Like, you could get that shit anywhere.
Yeah, you could. But I guess, if you're just out in the villages and local bar, because all those people do is fucking drink, bro. And it's hilarious because all the bars are closed by like 9 or 10. So you go to the villages, everyone's fucking hammered, day drinking all day. And then they all shut down by like 9 or 10. And like I know comics that do a lot of shows there. They're like, yeah, you do a show at like 7. Everybody's in fucking bed by 8:30. You're done.
Oh, wow.
And then you could still go do another show, in like a town that's lively, like post 10 p.m. But they're like, yo, those people are hammered during the day. And then because they go to sleep early.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, day drinking was invented for old people. Like, or actually, I feel like day drinking parties are for like responsible people, right? Like we're like, yo, I got shit to do in the morning, so I gotta drink during the day so I can sleep it off and then go. So the village is just a bunch of people doing that shit, bro, and trying to fuck evidently. And this man was handing out all kinds of drugs. The hilarious part, bro, is that him and his wife, they were on this show called Some Kind of Heaven, which was like a documentary on the villages.
Okay.
And you gotta just look this up because the intro when they're introducing him, he's clearly an eccentric dude. He's like doing kung fu next to his fucking golf cart in the middle of the street. He's got no shirt on. It's like fucking
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, bro. He's wild. He's a wild boy. I love him, bro. I go, when I'm 77, I want to be this guy.
He's in touch with his sensitive
side. Bro, he's
in
touch with his sensitive side. My man trying to do all the drugs. And he's like, bro, and he's literally all about like, yo, the drugs. Oh, fuck, there's a quote in here from him that is hysterical. And it's funny. He's been arrested multiple times. All of them were post 70, which is even funnier to me. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. And that's like literally how he's living his life. So he's like, fuck, there's a great quote in here from him.
And if you're that guy, man, like, why not?
Yeah, dude, why? Look, he goes, my whole training is about ending my life with a smile on my face, he says before the video pans to a shot of him shaking an unidentified substance into the palm of his hand and snorting it up his nose. And this is in the when they introduce him in the doc.
What's the name of this doc? I gotta watch it.
It's called Some Kind of Heaven. You gotta watch this shit. It's on my list now. I'm like, yo, my man is a wild boy, yo. So shout out Reggie, yo. Free Reggie.
Free Reggie.
Free Reggie, yo, from the village.
Free Reggie. Keep doing God's work.
Yeah, keep handing out blue chews or fucking Viagra,
That's
whatever
right.
you're doing, bro.
Dude, I thought about that, and I forgot to kind of mention it earlier when I gave him my carbon footprint. The guy that dies in the hotel room, is there a better way to die?
I don't think so, man.
Right? So we've
talked about this.
He just did drugs that he clearly likes doing.
Yeah.
And had sex after.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, you went out with a bang, bro. Figuratively, literally, like.
I mean, if you're going to check out.
Yeah, like, there's not many, like.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not then?
Yeah, like, do you want to go in a hospital bed, like, surrounded by your loved ones all sad? Or you want to go out on top?
Over the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. We don't judge out here, yo. We're allies.
Yo, on that. Tell them where they can find us.
Yeah. If you're not already following us at the Carbon Footprint Podcast on IG, at Carbon FP Pod on X/Twitter, the Carbon Footprint Podcast on YouTube, on TikTok, and all your favorite streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, TuneIn, JioSaavn, Ghana. We will be getting taken. Well, we're not taken off, but Google Podcasts is closing down soon, the same way Stitcher did. So once that happens, we'll be on YouTube Music instead. So if you like listening to stuff through YouTube Music, we're on there. And really, any other streaming platforms, man, we're on everything. Podchaser, Pocket Cast. There's not many that we're not on that are popular. If we're not on it, that means you need to download a new app. get Spotify or Apple Podcasts like a normal person. So, but yeah.
And as always, we appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.